She would freak out if his energy seemed off at the gym class, maybe because his wife was also there.
What?
Oh, no, girl. She went on a gym class with his wife.
Oh, my God.
That's rude as hell. That's rude as hell.
Welcome to Guys We...
Hello, human beings of planet Earth. How you doing? Drink some water, wear your seatbelt. Write in Corinne for the Democratic primary for Mayor June 24th. Welcome to another episode of Guys We...
It's an anti-slut-shaming podcast. I'm Corinne Fisher.
I'm Krystyna Hutchinson.
Welcome to the show. If you want to send us an email, it's sorryaboutlastnightshow@gmail.com. Thank you very much. And make sure to subscribe to our YouTube page. We haven't plugged that in a while, but we have full, beautiful videos edited by another Eric Weisberg.
Two Erics. Eric squared.
We only hire Erics on this show, and he does a wonderful job. And I know most people still listen to the audio version because we've been on air for so long before video was a big part of podcasting, but we do pay a pretty penny to edit those videos and get them up there.
And we wear makeup.
So
now,
you know,
not that I didn't when we didn't do video, but like I pay more attention to it.
I find podcasts much more enjoyable when you can watch them. Like I don't like that we have to video it, but
same.
When I'm consuming a podcast, I prefer to watch it on YouTube.
Oh, really?
I like YouTube, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the audio. That's why I like with comedy. I like comedy albums versus comedy specials. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
I like comedy albums too, but I like comedy specials as well. I don't know. I just feel like at the end of the day, the best way to consume comedy is in a club.
Oh yeah.
It just pales. Everything just pales in comparison to
because it's actual high stakes
to watching it live in a room. Like there's so few times I've seen someone who I know to be hilarious capture it in a special.
Yeah, that's very
it's
true.
really hard to do.
Oh, Ali Wong's latest special. Have you watched that? You would love.
It wasn't that recent, right? It was a couple months ago, right?
Yeah,
I saw that. I saw that.
The fucking bit about male comedians' girlfriends, that she has to babysit male comedians' girlfriends.
Yeah,
I love that bit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. When you bring them into the green room. Yeah, I couldn't have agreed more. Very niche bit.
I agree. But oh my God, that slapped hard in my head. Oh, I love that bit.
No, I mean, it is bringing, I actually find it to be, I think it's like going against like unwritten rules that we have as comics when people bring non-comics into green rooms.
Yeah. Especially
it's
like
not for
a 24-year-old like, what is that? Can I have some Red Bull?
Yeah, it's just not for you. If you're not performing or at least in the business, you shouldn't be in the green room.
And the male comics know that, and I know that they're just peacocking with the chick on their arm.
Yeah, well, and also if we started bringing like all our gay friends in, they wouldn't like that.
I would like that though.
Yeah.
I think one time Shane Gillis, I don't know who was dating somebody. So this is a young hot chick. He literally goes, hey, this is the girl I'm dating. He just pokes me to show me the girl he's dating. I'm like, cool, Shane, I get it. You get hot chicks.
Yeah.
I thought it was very funny.
And like also to be expected, Shane is hilarious and super tall. That's really all you need.
Yeah.
He's very tall.
Fuck a face. Who cares about a face when you're funny and tall?
And he just feels
can't
like
even see it up there.
He's like you know, he feels like a high school football player, but like he's gonna like you feel protected when you're around.
You totally do, and it's because he's tall, but also
not emotionally, but
yeah, right.
No, I love Shane. Well, I told you they've been covering him on Demois. Like he keeps getting Demois is like a TMZ or like a Perez Hilton.
Oh, really?
And I follow them, but like it's a thing only chicks and like gay guys would follow.
Oh,
it's not for straight guys don't follow it.
Wow,
So,
Shane, you really made it.
well, and they were doing this series where they have people anonymously write in about which celebrities are good kissers, and he's been mentioned multiple times as being a good kisser.
A good kisser?
And so I keep texting it to him because I'm like, I know he's not following it, and I was like, Shane, this is incredible.
Yeah. What does he say?
He's like, he's just laughing. But I was like, Shane, this is so cool. I was like, I'm so hyped for you.
I like there's a couple people I know with this quality. Shane has it. My friend Daria has it. Where like it's like they're always constantly on the verge of laughing. Like it's like they're holding a funny secret.
Yeah.
And and I love that type of like energy.
Shane's brain must be just funny all the time, I guess. I don't know.
So.
Or sad, knowing a comedian. I was like, comedians, we're kind of always like sad.
The only time comics, like all the comics I know have listened to an episode of Guys You Fucked was the Shane Gillis interview. And they're like, he didn't know any of those questions and he never thought about that shit before you asked him.
Aw, Shane.
That was so funny.
Special place in my heart for Shane.
We should put that episode back up on YouTube because I've been getting DMs about it.
Yeah,
Shane, you're so popular. Stop it.
No, that's just because he sent his troll, like, or not. He didn't. It's not his fault.
Yeah.
They're just trolling us, Krystyna.
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah, it's this guy. Like, it's just become it's like a bit that is only funny to these trolls.
Oh, wow. That's really only funny to you because it's not funny.
Yeah.
We were just talking before we got on the mic and I'm like, Corinne, you did it again. What a solid point. Aesthetic surgery on faces, like plastic surgery to look better, has mainly been done to women since it started happening. And now men are starting to do face stuff, which I am a huge fan of, men. Start to consider some face stuff. Get some microneedling. Come on. But because they don't do face surgery to guys, every guy that gets it done, like Matt Gaetz, looks like a chick. Like a cat chick.
Like, yeah. Have you even ever like tried to do a filter on a photo where there's you and a guy in it and it makes the guy look worse?
Well, the plastic surgery kind of filter?
No, like even like a skin smoothing or like anything. Like it makes the man look worse always. Like it's not for men. Like it makes them look bad. Yeah. Like even if you try to like remove wrinkles or something, it makes them look like pretty, and you don't want to make a man look pretty. Well, I asked ChatGPT why it's bad, and first it went through this whole thing about do you mean like it's like societally perceived as bad, and I go, no, it actually looks bad.
Like shit.
And so he said or ChatGPT said, number one, male facial structure is less forgiving, which is hilarious.
Mad true, ha! Ice cold ChatGPT.
It's because men have sharper angles and less volume in their face. So like small changes like overfilling or tightening can dramatically alter the face and easily look unnatural. And then it says less room for error. Female faces tend to be rounder and fuller, which can better absorb procedures like fillers or facelifts. And men, missteps are more obvious.
ChatGPT funny.
And then number two is feminization from common procedures, which is what you mentioned. Yeah. Like it makes them look feminine. So like filler placement and Botox, those methods are meant to feminize. And so like the way we know how to like the way how injectors and stuff know how to use filler and Botox is just clashes with male features. And then I work with the cat stuff. It said this can make a man look wide-eyed or effeminate if done with the wrong technique, whereas it's more expected and accepted in female faces. And then it says, and it also says surgery techniques are often female-centric, and age makes a bigger difference for men. Aging in men is often seen as distinguished or sexy. When men try to erase all signs of age, it can backfire because they're fighting against what's culturally attractive in aging men. Women are more expected to fight aging, so the same interventions appear less jarring. Yeah.
And the fact that the only medical area in the world that women are paid attention to is the aesthetic plastic surgery area.
Right. Yeah, so we'll bleed out on a table because no one did a test on us.
Yeah.
But
we look good. Because we got that filler, baby.
Yeah, but our cheeks are behind.
We got that lip flip. We got that Botox. Okay.
Oh no! And then it said at the end of it, it said, "Want some celebrity examples where this has worked or failed?" And then I offered failed Johnny Resnick, and I apologize because I don't want to be mean. I really love the Goo Goo Dolls, but that's it. Just I don't know what went wrong there. And he said, yes, Johnny Resnick is often cited as an example where cosmetic procedures visibly altered his appearance in a way that fans found unsettling. That's mean.
But it is unsettling.
And then it goes, here's a breakdown of what likely anatomically went wrong, and it breaks down. It breaks down his face.
ChatGPT, we just wasted one Olympic swimming pool of water.
Yeah.
But, oh, yeah. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I know.
That's tough.
I know.
That's tough. And you can't really undo that. Wait, young Johnny Resnick. Wait, let me look up Johnny Resnick.
He
looked feminine, which I like. I like when a guy looks feminine.
Young Johnny Resnick is one of the. He's John Resnick now. He did look like feminine.
He looks like a lesbian, but I'm into that.
He kind of looks like Melissa Etheridge a little bit.
Yeah. But like, yeah,
he's so gorgeous.
Finger me.
Yeah, and he has the little chin dimple, which I really am a sucker for.
Oh yeah, that chin dimple.
Yeah, or he has that Bon Jovi look a little bit. He ain't gorgeous.
He ain't no Eddie Vedder though. Dude, Eddie Vedder in the 90s. Do you think you could like? I've never been able to like.
I like Johnny Resnick
to like come from a thought, but if I think of Eddie Vedder in the 90s on stage with like a white tank and like holding the microphone cord and just charging at me, young Eddie.
Because Johnny Resnick to me and like his Google songs are beautiful.
What?
He's hot.
What the fuck?
Grunge.
What the fuck? Eddie.
The grunge look really does it for me.
You know when you're at a strip club and the guys are like too into it and you're like, I'm scared to be near you? That's how I feel about Eddie Vedder.
Yeah.
God damn it.
He's pretty hot.
He is and the way he sings.
Yeah.
And it's interesting.
Well, and he has long curly hair, which is I'm a sucker for on men.
Yeah. And Jesus. But it's so funny. Him and Johnny Resnick, young Johnny Resnick, do have these feminine. I just love guys that are like feminine masculine. I don't know.
See, the androgynous. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
But see, androgyny is different now. Like I was actually riding the subway here and I was next to a guy and like, so there's this thing going on. I don't know if it's going on in other cities. I'm guessing it's probably going on in Portland and shit. But like, there's like this Brooklyn like look where all these men now look like they're a member of a barbershop quartet.
Whoa.
And it's like, they're very pale, which I like pale guys, but not in a good way. Like not like in a vampiric or like Machine Gun Kelly way. It's just like you need some vitamin D. It's just like I'm inside like playing video games kind of way.
Ugh.
And it's like a lot of the guys are only doing mustache now. And first of all, even if you're like a 10 to pull off just mustache is really difficult. But these guys who are like 5.5s are trying to do only mustache. Mm-mm. And like, it was actually making me feel uncomfortable sitting next to this guy on the subway.
Wow.
Because he had only mustache. And I'm like, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
What does the rest of the look like? It's like barber? It's like slicked back hair?
It's not slick. It's just like a big, bushy, brown mustache.
It's like, hey, honey, you want to get a soda pop?
It's such a bad look. There are so few people who can pull off only mustache.
I mean, Freddie Mercury's the only one that comes to mind.
Well, and he
had a great face.
But he also he's gay, so he has a little more room. Well, he might have been bi, I don't know. But he's definitely fucking men in some way.
Yeah,
he has a little more room, and also he's an entertainer, so a little more room for, and it was like the 70s.
Yeah.
Just mustaches.
Yeah, just being a regular guy with a mustache is...
Who's that character the really overly sexual character that Norm Macdonald used to play?
Oh, Donald Glover does it well. Donald Glover does it well.
But like, if he took it off, I think he would be hotter.
Donald Glover's hot. Whatever he does. He could fucking have an ass on his face and I'd be like, let's make out.
Burt Reynolds?
Yes, Burt Reynolds.
Wait, Tom Selleck.
So Burt
Reynolds. That's a daddy.
Yeah, Tom Selleck. Yes, Tom Selleck.
Brad Pitt, although it does look a little...
I don't like that at all. He looks terrible.
Oh, Nick Offerman. Very famous just a mustache.
He's not hot to begin with.
No,
but he's got a mustache look to him.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
There's like some guys who just are like...
Hulk Hogan,
Hulk Hogan, like that's part of his like character.
They've got clippers! They're shaving off the mustache! This goes beyond inflicting bodily harm.
Henry Cavill, again, could have an asshole on his face and I'd be like, you're the hottest person I've ever seen.
Henry Cavill is like that, but like that's like we're talking how hot you have to be able to pull off only mustache.
Clark Gable, yeah. So this is what it reminds me of, like the Clark Gable look.
And Clark Gable's mustache is like a very small, specific, like his
Even
is a
Clark
small, curated mustache, not a big, bushy mustache.
Yeah, the big bushy. Yep.
Yeah, Burt Reynolds, it works.
There we go, Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, Freddie Mercury.
Freddie's
but
so
yeah,
hot.
it makes, it does... Oh my gosh.
Chris Evans. Ew. Don't ever do that, Chris Evans.
See, a lot of the guys end up looking like Chris Evans.
If I could turn back time, if I could find a way.
With a
Oh, yeah.
mustache.
Eddie Murphy does rock the just the stash, which is a little chin thing.
Yeah. It's
Salvador Dali. Very, very famous.
oh god, when people in Brooklyn have the Salvador Dali mustache
yeah.
I'm like,
but you know they make a mean gazpacho.
yeah, they have to. Yeah, I'm like, you have to have an outstanding talent.
Yeah.
if you have a mustache like that.
Yeah. I mean,
Be a barber.
yeah.
Well,
that could be your talent.
You just like if you have that kind of a mustache, you need a pronounced it's like if you're gonna be you know how when a woman's a bitch, like she better be really hot.
Yeah, and I get really mad.
It's
mad when ugly chicks are bitches.
It's like that. It's like that.
Well, when you're ugly on the inside, yeah, like hotter chicks can get away with it, and like hotter guys, yeah.
And
Yeah.
when I say bitch, I mean like actually like mean.
Oh, like a bad person. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you better have. We should pitch a reality show. I know we've pitched so many, where it's only
This mustache thing is haunting me.
and it could be called "This Mustache Got Talent," and we just take guys off the street that just have a
Mustache Ride, as I think the name. But
and then we say, "What's your talent? Because you got a mustache like you have one, so show it."
yeah, I mean, this guy
Can you
on the
cook
subway,
me breakfast?
I almost said something to him because he was sitting way too close to me, and he kept picking stuff off his head.
Ew.
And I was like, "What are you doing?"
Ew. Ugh. Oh, a guy last night. You know how sometimes like your energy changes? Every girl I know has had this. You've had this too. Where like it's just a weird period in your life. Maybe it's a couple weeks, maybe it's a couple months where like every ex of yours contacts you or like guys are like really attracted to you.
Sure.
Like, so I'm in this period where I'm getting hit on by hot women.
Oh.
Love it. Thumbs up. And I'm like, I don't know what to do with this because I don't know what to do with it, but I like it. But also like creepy guys. But there was a guy last night on the subway. We were walking down in Union Square, and the cops, as you say many times in your mayoral platform video, that you should have fucking run on the platform. Whatever, we're fine. I'm not mad. I'm very fucking mad. But the cops are always on their phones.
Yeah.
So there's two NYPD officers. They were both so comedically on their phone.
Right.
Like it was very funny to me because one guy was like looking really close to his phone. The other guy was holding his phone far away. And I'm like, you gotta get off your phone. And
that also makes me worried, like their vision is not good from being on the phone so much.
Correctamundo. Anyway, me and this guy were walking down to the platform as we were passing these two officers. And I thought he was looking at the officers too. He was laughing. I thought he was laughing at the cops on their phone. I'm like, yeah, that's crazy, right? They gotta get off their phone or something. And then he took that as an invitation, as if I said, hey, can you finger my pussy on the subway?
Yeah. That's why women are rude to men, because once you acknowledge them, they take that as a pussy pass.
They really do.
They really do.
And I sat in one of those 2-person subway seats in the corner. And if you're me, look straight ahead. See, this is where you got to watch the video for. This is how he sat.
We're doing act outs now, so to make you go to the YouTube.
Yeah, this is how he sat.
Oh my God. So close, Krystyna.
And he wasn't blinking. And I was like, oh, game on, motherfucker. 2 could play at this game. And then he started telling me about all the guns he has. And I go, but listen, I don't know what got it. I feel like lately I've been like sticking up for people like on the streets and stuff. It's been very fun. I really enjoyed it. But I go, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to get off at the next stop and you're going to stay the fuck on the subway card. Do you understand me? And he started laughing, and I go, I'm gonna take that as a yes. And if that's not a yes, we're gonna have a big problem, okay?
Oh.
And I, and then I left, and he stayed on the subway, and I was like, got it.
But
It was great. I was very excited.
So now,
went well. I didn't
choose
get
your own
killed.
adventure. Let's channel the choose your own adventure books.
Love those books.
What would have been the problem that you would have created had he followed you out?
I would have
with
yelled
the gun?
I would have yelled.
That's wrong.
Well, no, I yelled fire.
Okay.
Sorry.
God damn it,
I know, you taught me
Krystyna.
better than that. You taught me better than that, Mayor Fisher. No, it was crowded. It was like midnight or 1 a.m. or something, but like there was enough people. I'll make a scene. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
And I watched him. So I got off the subway cart and I stood at the door and I watched him.
Like Mike Myers.
Stay there. Yes. Precisely, Corinne. And I watched him. I go, stay on there. Stay. Like he was a fucking dog.
Yeah.
And he wasn't I'm so sorry. No offense.
Yeah,
to
no
dogs.
offense to all dogs listening.
Yeah, dogs are incredible. This man was trash. But yeah. So my point is, I really got it this past couple weeks.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Well, this reminds me of something that I didn't talk about because I didn't want to tarnish my mayoral campaign.
Name names.
No, but I also had an incident in the subway. So this was like, I don't know, maybe like a month and a half ago. I was coming back from my salon, and the salon I go to is right near an Auntie Anne's. And so
lucky bitch.
Yeah, so every like month and a half when I get my hair done, it's a tradition after I'm done, and I have to sit in the chair for like 4 or 5 hours because I have extensions. So it just takes forever. I go and get an Auntie Anne's pretzel
Afterwards.
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
I like it gets me through the sitting for I get so bored. I mean, I love my hairstylist, so we talk a lot, so that helps. And it's actually like a real conversation, not like a conversation you would have like a surface level, because I actually know her as a person. And she's very interesting, but so I went to the Auntie Anne's, and right next to the Auntie Anne's is a McDonald's. So I always get fountain Diet Coke.
Yes.
Because Diet Coke has, McDonald's has the best Diet Coke pretzel.
Yeah.
And so I'm on the subway and I have Auntie Anne's bag and a McDonald's Diet Coke. I look very capitalist,
Or fun. But yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
But I was like, whatever. And there's all these like companies, like I can never keep track of like on the left what companies we're not shopping at this week. So
I know.
I just can't, I can't do that. And this guy comes on with a mask and
like a COVID mask?
Yeah.
Kind of thing? A medical mask?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't want to say anything hurtful against people with masks, because there are some people I know who are like getting over cancer or actually
immune,
have an actual something wrong with them. But this was just a guy who was doing it to be annoying.
You could tell.
There's a different type of person who just does it because they're annoying. And so he gets on, and he also has like some tiny dog in a bag. I just like, it's a lot. It's just a lot. And he like immediately is like staring at me.
Fun.
And I was like very on edge during the campaign because like everyone was so combative like on the street or whatever. And he what else? And then he's just like looking at me, and then he like very obviously takes a picture of me. And I don't know.
Ew.
Like, I don't want to be overreactive because like I do have to remind myself like I'm a little bit famous, so I guess like
but I never assume it's that though. I've had people do that to me and I go, what the fuck did you just do?
I don't either.
Ask me.
But I had to like calm myself down. So I was like, okay, well, I have to like stop and remind myself that I'm like, okay, well, first of all, you're fucking running for mayor. And then second of all, you also like, you also like some people know you as a comedian and a podcaster.
Yeah.
So like I tried to talk myself down from like what it could be, because I'm like, what? Like I'm not doing anything. Like, and then I was like, looking, and I was like, well, I'm standing like where if there was someone with a wheelchair, like in that standing zone where, the rail that you hold.
Yeah.
And I was like, is he mad because I'm like standing in the handicapped area?
Or he's like, that girl's got the right idea with the Auntie Anne's and the McDonald's.
The look on his face was bad. And I was like, that's not like in New York, we stand wherever. And then if someone gets on who needs the space, we move. Like I was literally standing. I'm not even sitting in a wheelchair like space. So I was just like, what? And then I was like, is he taking a picture of me because I have two like capitalist branding? I'm like, what could possibly be? Because I could just see he was like a super far left person who was taking a gotcha pic. And I was just trying to get to, I was just so
the man
curious.
in the mask with the tiny dog in the bag that looks obnoxious is taking a fucking photo of you.
I was just
That's
so
New York City.
Curious what it was. Like,
how did it end?
First of all, I took my phone out and then really obviously took a photo of him.
Good.
And then as I walked off the subway, I leaned really close into my face and I said, don't fucking take pictures of people without asking. And then I walked off.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, good. Someone who's wearing a mask is going to scare easily. Yeah. And again,
you hurt my feelings.
I don't know. Like, I don't know if like this might be like a New York specific thing, but like there just isn't a type of person who is wearing a mask to say, I'm better than you and I care about COVID more than you, because unlike you, I still remember it's a thing. And so I don't know if that's going on in other cities, but I just want to explain to listeners, obviously if you really have some kind of an autoimmune
you can
issue,
always tell though, if
like,
they do.
Yeah. Well, I know like
it's the way they carry themselves.
A comic that we know had just gotten over, or you don't get over cancer, but was in remission from cancer. And so she was wearing one really late. And I'm like, there's reasons to, but again, visually, you know, if they're.
You do.
I'm like,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm like, your only issue is that you think you're better than people.
Yeah. And you're very
and that's
much
what you're,
not.
and that's what you're suffering.
I want to
from
start
right now.
carrying a mirror with me.
Okay, and to do
That way, like if that guy did that to me, or if the guy that was sitting close to me, I would just put the mirror up and go, "Do you see this?
Yeah.
Love that more."
Yeah. And I was like, I just cannot. The taking a picture, and also like if you're gonna take a picture of someone, be stealth.
Right.
What are you doing?
Pretend you're scrolling.
What are you
Do
doing?
that. That's what I do. I pretend I'm scrolling.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
I was recording firefighters the other day, putting water on a giant pile of trash, really giant pile of trash. It was very weird. And I was recording them, but I was acting like I was scrolling.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm just like, this is fucking crazy. Eric, have you ever
Taking a picture of
No, I was going back to the mustache.
Has an older gay man ever taken a photo of you? Like a
I'm sure.
No,
I could totally see that with your face.
that maybe, I don't know,
didn't
but
catch it.
I've gotten a lot of scary DMs.
Like
from,
what?
From men or women?
When I was 17, I got I was getting DMs from this woman who was
Ew.
she was a model at some agency, and she kept trying to get me to come to her New Year's party. And
This just sounds fun.
I was.
Why'd you say no?
Because I was
No.
17 and living in a
17's
different state.
Oh, yeah. The 17 is. Did
Yeah.
she,
Wow,
was
women
it,
can be creeps too. Yay.
was it
equality.
obvious that you were 17?
It was
You
in
look
my, it was in
17
my
now.
bio, and you could look beyond. You could
bio?
you could click the link in my thing, and it would say how old I was on
Right.
the modeling site.
Is that legal?
Oh.
Oh, that's acting. You're not, you legally can't say your age. Or you don't have to anyway.
Yeah, I think modeling, you can do whatever.
Yeah. But then she went on like a whole tirade in my DMs the next day saying that I was never going to work in Chicago again. She's going to message
Ooh,
everybody.
female Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah,
over there.
exactly.
Wow.
And then I had another doctor. I had a doctor reaching out to me. He's like
female or male?
Male. He was like older, and he was saying he was like offering me OxyContin to
What? That feels like a
to do sex stuff with him.
trick. Is that the way he said it?
No,
I will
no. He
offer
said
you
it was
OxyContin to
it
do
was
sex stuff.
long messages.
How graphic did he get, and what did he want you to do?
Pretty
Cock in your mouth?
aggressive. Yes,
Wow.
yeah, 100%. And
Did
he's
he-
like, maybe I'll just blow you, and I'll give you some oxy. And I was
Wow,
like,
he's thought about
doesn't-
that.
Yeah.
Well, if
He's
you
like-
actually need some oxy, him just blowing you wouldn't be that bad of a trade.
No.
Yeah, because then you get a blowjob and drugs.
Yeah, and I get to kind of
You
zone
just
out
close your
during
eyes.
it.
Then
Yeah.
it's a girl. Guys have that luxury.
Well, every attractive young man I know has some, or even older, has some horrific story about usually like one of their mom's friends doing something like so inappropriate with
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
I actually know, like the women I know who were assaulted or raped or anything, the stories are much worse. Of
course.
But if we're just playing a numbers game, I actually know more men who were sexually, well, I guess mid-level sexually assaulted, because like basically every woman was at least low-level sexually assaulted at some
sure.
point in their
Facts.
life. And then if we're going like middle range, someone acting really inappropriate towards you, I know a ton of men, and then really, really bad, basically just women. And like,
yeah,
one
I know a
guy.
lot of guys who were, when they were like 12, 13, the
Yeah.
babysitter fucked them.
Yeah.
Well, that's rape.
I know, like for me, I think it was like 14 to 16. Like a lot of guys I know in the 14 to 16 range, like their mom's friend tried to like jerk them off or something.
Yeah.
And you're like,
I know a couple of
what?
those stories. Yeah.
I know so
That's so
many
fucked
guys
up.
with stories like that, and you're like, what the
Ew.
fuck is going on?
Maybe I'm lucky. I'm a late bloomer. Felt like terrible at the time, but
You felt terrible?
no. Well, I was like everyone else is like going through like puberty, and I felt like behind. I was like, I'm not tall yet. I don't have armpit hair.
Well, I'm glad you
Dr.
have it
Daddy
now.
liked that.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least you have it now. At least you have it now.
Wait, are you saying that you like the sexual harassment?
No, I'm
Oh,
saying
okay.
that I'm happy I was a later bloomer because it probably negated
would've gotten
some
it
of
worse.
that. Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're
Yeah.
saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, getting titties when you're 12. It's not
Yeah.
fun. It's not fun.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
I mean, I wouldn't know, but yeah.
One day.
One day. Fingers
One
crossed.
day more. But you went through a period where you were like, I just want to show up to Christmas one year with just tits. Like rock hard tits. Remember you said that? You were considering getting, remember it was just a bit. But
Oh, I
thought
would
you were-
never wanted rock hard tits. I would
Like
get the
fake
teardrop ones that sag actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because
I don't like the rock hard ones at all.
My friend has the best fake tits.
You got to get gummy bear teardrop style.
gummy bear teardrops.
Yeah.
Right, because it's like a little semblance of natural.
Yeah, no. I mean, the problem is it would look better in clothes, but I feel like my tits are so symmetrical naked.
That's
and I
pretty
was
good.
really worried that they would not be symmetrical. And also the part where you have to get the implant changed out every 10 years.
Oh, you do?
yeah.
That's too much. That's too much.
That's too frequently.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah. So
Since we're talking about
for those reasons, sharks, I'm out.
I will not be investing in your titties, madam.
one more thing on the cosmetic surgery. Did you guys ever see the chin implants that men get sometimes?
Yeah.
That's the that's the only one that can look
Google.
normal.
The calf, I think the calf ones can look normal, can't they?
The calf. Oh. yeah, I forgot about that. They do the bicep ones. I've never seen look normal.
Men think about their calves
Wait,
so
chin
much.
implants are great, you guys.
Yeah, the chin
Wait,
implants.
that guy just looks like shit. Both.
Some people get their chins too sharp, but
Augmentation.
like,
Oh, that looks that guy looks way better.
yeah, those are the
See,
ones.
and
that look normal.
like in the left picture with the chin that like basically his neck just goes from his clavicles to the chin. Like
It does look a lot better, but also he's so underwhelming to look at either way that you're almost like, oh, what's the difference?
That guy looks. He got a bunch of work done. But see, it looks good.
Oh, you know,
What's the before and what's the after for this guy?
That's before and that's after.
Oh,
because he got his nose done.
Oh, I actually like him. I
But you
like
guys-
his chin before.
Well, you can't make your chin muscle because there's no like muscle there,
Yeah.
right? Well, there kind of is. Because you know how you do like face yoga.
I mean, I know that it exists. I don't know. That
You never done it?
I have done it.
Me
but
either.
A lot of shit like that I don't think actually works.
Yeah.
I don't know. I spend a lot of time like reading about stuff and I'm like, I think a lot of these are fake.
Yeah, probably.
the big one right now for men is I don't know if you've seen this, but it's the heightening surgery where they break your
I've heard about this.
your femurs and
Yeah.
your shins.
Yeah.
They put these they put like these bolts that stick out so
Yeah.
you can
What?
and every day you crank it like a
What?
millimeter. Yeah, and you can get like 4 to 6 inches taller.
What?
That's actually incredible.
Wait.
Yeah.
6 inches is a lot.
It's-
I didn't know you
it's-
could go
it's-
that much.
Yeah.
It's stretching the bone.
They break your bones in your legs and then they stretch them apart and then they grow
to meet
longer.
each other.
Yeah,
I
to
see, I
meet
see.
each other. Yeah.
Can they walk during any of this?
No,
What?
it's a long process. And it's
wonder how common
extremely
that
painful, I guess.
What kind
Yeah,
of person?
You gotta really be short.
Yeah,
But then if
that's
you're
the kind
really
of-
short, you gotta not be able to walk for a long ass time because you want to get that much taller.
Yeah.
The shorter you are, the taller you want to get.
I feel like if you're like a guy who's like 5'2", though, that's gonna change your life. But imagine
Yeah,
you do all that
maybe.
work and then you're still only 5'8" and everyone still disrespects you.
Then you go on a shooting rampage.
Yeah.
America, my heightening surgery didn't work.
Yeah. I think if you're that
got this
short, just
AK-47.
develop a talent.
Yeah.
Don't
like
break your
eating
bones.
out. Eat a girl out.
Oh, I meant like sing, or like
Indoor
paint.
pussy? Oh, okay.
but also that.
Yeah.
I dated-
Develop a talent, grow a mustache.
Yeah.
And the second ever episode of Guys We Fucked, Nico, he was pretty short.
Yeah, but he's
One of the
Latino,
hottest
so
guys.
it's
He's so hot.
it's different.
I was thinking about him the other day, actually. It's rare that I think, like, exes, there's only a couple that I think about that I'm like, that was fun. He's one of them.
yeah.
We would do jujitsu. Good for us. Anyway, this is a solo episode if you haven't caught on by now.
Like, and now our guest, it's
Us.
a doctor.
It's us, but with medical enhancements.
It's awesome.
1 second. I want to promote my Patreon because I think it's a really cool space on the internet. Just $5 a month, you guys. That's it. That's all I gotta pay. $5. And you can hang out with me on Zoom 3 to 4 times a month. And I'm doing the Woo Woo Zoom today. And last time I did the Woo Woo Zoom, Woo Woo theme Zoom. I mean, if you're listening to this podcast, you know what I'm talking about. We did a mediumship exercise, and this girl's dead mom, like another person got impressions of this other girl's dead mom. One woman was in Ireland. The other woman was, she was in Alaska maybe. And yeah, I'm like, fucking A. Anybody can do this shit. So it's really cool. And then the other Zooms are like group therapy-esque. And they're really good. It's really good. Patreon.com/Krystyna Hutchinson. It's a space that I'm very proud of and happy to do. And I think that you would enjoy it.
And if you want to learn more about the news, current events, what's going on nationally, internationally, locally, we are still covering the mayoral election. Make sure to listen to Without a Country every Wednesday. We live stream on YouTube at 9 p.m. Eastern time. It's been a little later past couple of weeks because the Knicks are in the playoffs.
I'm so happy for all the Knicks fans.
Yeah, it's huge.
Been a minute.
It's huge.
Everyone's so happy.
They've made it, to the semifinals of the Eastern Conference, which it hasn't happened in 25 years.
Right.
It hasn't happened.
Crazy.
The team captain is Jalen Brunson. His dad actually played on the Knicks years and years and years ago, Rick Brunson.
That's cool.
So,
and you went
really
to one
full
of the games.
circle. Yeah, I went, was it last weekend, I guess?
There's so many celebs there. You had like a good seat. You had a celebrity seat.
No, I didn't have a celebrity seat, but I had a good seat, but it was not a celebrity seat.
Oh.
You know what keeps having celebrity seats? Fucking Emilio Savone. The fuck? He was sitting behind Lenny Kravitz this weekend and Ben Stiller, like the row behind. And I was like, I saw him
Lenny
on TV,
Kravitz.
and I was like, why are you
like
sitting like so close to Timothy Chalamet?
Homeless surfer chic.
Yeah,
I saw him last night.
Yeah, it was incredible. So, but it's a big thing. Anyway, so Without
When's
a
the next
Country,
game?
Wednesday.
Oh, sweet.
They start the next round, so they're playing the Indiana Pacers now.
Cool.
They defeated the Detroit Pistons, and then they just defeated the Boston Celtics, which was
That's
huge.
a big one.
Big rivalry.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Boston, and fuck you, Dave Portnoy. Sorry, I love performing in Boston, but you guys are fucking so annoying.
Yeah, you're like Philadelphia's meth brother.
Yeah,
like it's not.
As sports fans, you're very, very annoying.
When the bars let out in Boston at 2 a.m.,
Yeah.
I run inside.
Yeah.
It is literal stampede.
Yeah.
It's very scary.
Yeah. And
Very
Dave Portnoy was talking a lot of smack, but bye.
Oh, suck it. Go eat your pizza.
Bye, bitch.
My brother loves his pizza show. Eric, do you have anything to promote?
Yes, I do. I will be in Phoenix. Actually, I'll say this first because this
Oh
is
my
more
God.
important. It's more important.
That's right.
This is more important
I was
for the
so
show.
excited when he started
I'm saying
Phoenix.
I know.
We need more music submissions. So please submit your music.
And your dilemmas and problems. We need those too.
Yes.
But the music does the music go to the same email?
Just all of it, because
Yes.
I've been on top of the email. So sorryaboutlasttnightshow@gmail.com. That's where you send your crazy fucked up stories, your questions, your advice, or streaming links to your band. That has to be your band. And if it's your friend's band, they need to be CC'd on the email because we need their permission.
And then my dates as well. I will be in Phoenix, Arizona, the 22nd through 25th of May. So if you're listening to this today, I'm here right now. Today, I guess. This comes out today. I'm already there. So please come to one of those shows. And then I'll be in Minneapolis the 5th through the 8th of June, and Edmonton the 3rd through the 6th of July.
Is Minneapolis the Mall of America one?
Yes, it is the Mall of
you
America
gotta go to that
Have
mall, Eric.
fun.
Oh, I've been there a lot.
Okay, we'll go again.
Oh, man, that's fun.
Get us souvenirs.
That's so fun.
Go on the SpongeBob ride again.
Yes.
Oh, so fun.
Good for you.
Okay, so I want to go to that. What's that? A mall in Jersey? With this-
American Dream.
Yeah, we should go to that.
We went to it.
Yeah,
during
go
COVID.
again.
Oh, yeah. It was great. We rode around
It's
on
still there, baby.
those animals. Well,
That was so fun.
We went for Tommy's birthday last year.
Oh, that's a great
Tommy
field
and
trip.
Grant. It was so fun. Yeah.
It's a great field trip. Okay. And if you, again, sorryaboutlasttnightshow@gmail.com. That's where you send all of your dilemmas to. We love you, baby. Let's get into it. Let's read some emails. First subject line, my best friend and I broke up over her affair. Now she has a new best friend.
All right. Well,
Cunt.
I mean that's obviously what's going to happen.
Yeah, it is. That's how it goes. Hi, Corinne and Krystyna. I am a 32-year-old female from Melbourne, Australia. I have been listening to your show since I was 23, and you're our daughter. Back in 2015, when I was living in London, commuting for hours a day, I discovered you and have religiously listened ever since.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for your vulnerability and honesty for all these years and showing up for your listeners. I can truly say you've played a massive part in raising me. I've wanted to write in for years, and after listening to the recent episodes of friendship breakups, I thought this could be the perfect time to write about my friendship breakup with my bestie of 9 years. Apologies in advance, it's a long email. I had to cut a bit out. Hopefully this captures how diabolical my ex-friend is. I met my now ex-best friend, 34 female, let's call her Sasha, while I was living in London 10 years ago now. We had both moved without knowing a single soul, met each other only a few days into both of us arriving, and were inseparable ever since. I feel like friend breakups always happen when you're like, just like fucking making like you're just obsessed with each other.
Well,
I feel like
because
that's always a recipe for a friend.
It's also a recipe though to abuse when you're in it. It's like this is like, you know how when you're in a bad relationship with a man and they like make you cut off all your friends.
Yeah.
Well, you're starting off like that when you only know each other.
Yeah.
It's like a
that's true.
perfect recipe for disaster.
We were there for each other through the tough London winters, being homesick for our families, heartbreaks, weekends of partying and hangovers. After a couple of years, she moved back to Melbourne with her boyfriend, and I moved back to Brisbane. When we were both back in Australia, we messaged nearly every day and would visit each other a couple times a year. At the end of 2021, my boyfriend and I moved to Melbourne. I was finishing university, and we both needed a change from Brisbane with better job opportunities. By the time we moved, Sasha had gotten engaged to her boyfriend. They were planning a wedding for April 2023. There were quite a few cracks in their relationship even before they got engaged. Sasha had been on a 12-month health journey. She'd lost about 25 kilograms. How much is that in pounds? I think that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Let's look it up.
Because kilograms is...
What is...
We're the fucking only country that does inches, miles, and pounds. Like, fuck off, America.
That's 55 pounds.
Whoa, okay, that's good. Go. Okay, girl. Get on your health journey.
So she can't stay with that fiance.
Yeah.
She's about to upgrade.
Was going to the gym every day and had become part of this new fitness community. She felt her fiance wasn't evolving and growing with her. Ding, ding, ding. He was still going out and partying a lot. She was fed up with his laziness and having to do all the emotional and domestic labor, as well as basically a non-existent sex life.
Why were you
What the
engaged
fuck?
in the first place?
I know. Why did she? That sounds terrible. About 6 months before the wedding in April, Sasha told me that she'd been having an emotional affair with someone from her gym, a married guy with a 9-year-old kid. His wife also went to the gym, but Sasha didn't interact with her much. No shit. Nothing physical had happened, but they were flirting at the gym, messaging and sending photos on Instagram. At the end of 2022, Sasha's wedding was called off, but the affair wasn't. This affair started leaking into her professional life. She would leave work early without telling anyone so she could make the same gym class as him. Girl, just wait. She would have a meltdown if he went on a family holiday and didn't message her for days on end. Yeah, that's what happens when you fuck a married guy. She would freak out if his energy seemed off at the gym class, maybe because his wife was also there.
What?
Oh, no, girl. She went on a gym class with his wife.
Oh, my
That's rude as hell. That's rude as hell.
Oh, my
If I was his wife, I'd smack you in the face.
But also, why are a husband and wife going to the same gym class?
Yeah,
Like,
it's pretty weird.
You can't be doing so much together.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's too much.
She would call me at 7 a.m. having a panic attack that she was so behind at work and thought she'd get fired. This happened multiple times. I spoke to her about putting an end to it. She deserves someone who would
The way she wrote that, it made her like it seemed like her life.
Here's a gun. Kill yourself.
Yeah.
She deserves someone who would give her 100% of their attention. Not breadcrumbs. As a friend, I will always be in your corner. But that also means I will tell you the truth and give you some hard realities.
You seem annoying.
Nah, that's a good friend.
No.
I told her.
Anytime someone says, I'm a person who tells it like it is.
Well, that's true. When you do announce that, you're annoying.
You're telling me you're
One
going
thing
too
about
much.
me, I tell it like it is.
one thing about me,
If
I
you look
tell
like
it like it
fat
is.
cunt, I'm gonna tell you to your face in front of your kids. Fuck off, and your husband. And I fucked him.
I'm just roasting you. I don't know.
I told her it will all come out, and she'd need to find a new gym, new friend group, etc. She felt like she had to put a stop to the situation, so she tried, until Sasha called me one morning needing to tell me something. She was nervous to tell me that her and the gym guy had booked a sauna together and hooked up. for
At the
first
gym?
time. I fucking hope not, but I guess so.
Because I don't know what booked a
makes
sauna
me
is
not
like
wanna-
is like a different language than we use here in the States.
Right.
So I don't know exactly. I mean,
So does that
obviously I
mean
know what a
something
sauna is, but I don't know
Yeah.
what booked a sauna like means. It like because it's like they're open to everyone at the same time.
Right,
You
like
don't
it's a group
book
thing
them here.
Yeah, but maybe there you can. Oh, ew, those have so much jizz on it. I bet.
Yeah.
I felt like our conversations went in circles. I told her I was worried about her. She already wasn't coping when it was just messages, and now it's turned physical. How was she going to handle it? She'd been at. I mean, that's her problem. She'd been
Yeah.
at rock bottom
Yeah.
with her mental health. Okay, so she basically was like not helping herself in any way, making it worse. She'd been at rock bottom with her mental health, had made plans to cut it off, and then taken it one step further. Did she not feel bad, guilty? She told me she didn't. I mean, that's okay. She's being honest. Like that's how she feels. You can't get mad at her for that. It is what it is.
Yeah, you can't make someone feel guilty over something that they don't feel guilty about.
She was actually worried about how he was feeling as he stressed about the situation progressing. And then she befriended the wife. No!
That's so cunty.
That's
cunty.
rude.
So
That's
cunty.
rude.
Well, a lot of that happens often though.
That's fucked up.
People
if that
like
happened
to
to me,
do that.
I can't legally say what I would do.
If I was the guy, I would cut it off immediately if that happens. But then
You're a better man than him.
But then the diabolical friend would probably tell the wife. And blow
it would be like Gone Girl or something.
Yeah.
Wasn't that an affair? I don't know. And then she befriended the wife. She started going for coffee and walks with her during her lunch break. They lived/worked close. She'd go out. Oh, this girl's cool.
She's crazy.
She'd go over for dinner, ran marathons together. That's no small feat. She started going on family trips away with them and their kid. She's gonna murder someone, including an overseas trip to Japan together. Diabolical.
Yeah, this is
in all
a crazy
caps.
bitch. You should be very happy that she found a new best friend.
I hope that new best friend is this guy's wife.
Yeah, it might be.
It sounds like it though. She wasn't exactly telling me all of this. I wasn't the friend to go to.
Well, because that's the mistake you made when you said, I'm the friend who's going to tell you like it is. You got to just be quiet and then you get more information.
That's true. That's true. And hype her up with her new best friend and her secret boyfriend. So how did I know all this? Well, she wasn't telling me what she was up to. She was posting on Instagram a lot. Oh no, she's psycho, but kind of dumb. A lot, including candid photos of the husband, photos of their kid together and wife. She'd become completely enmeshed in their lives and seemed to almost be flaunting it.
Whoa.
And no, I was just going to say, maybe they're in a throuple. And no, they weren't in a throuple. I did ask her. Haha. Okay, thanks for clarifying. Because honestly, I'm like,
God.
My naive ass was like, maybe they're all three dating and everything's great. Nope. Here's how it impacted our friendship. I mean, she's just a bad person. For the next 12 months of our friendship, she slowly started to not show up for me. Yeah, because she was busy hanging out with the guy she was fucking.
Seems like she has a lot on her plate.
She's got a lot. That's a lot of energy. She would bail on get-togethers I hosted, which she used to always come to go away with her new family, the gym guy, wife, and their kid. That is crazy. Wow.
That is so crazy.
How did she not? Oh, wow. Okay.
That's crazy.
She showed up late to her birthday present I'd organized, which she meant she only got 20 minutes of a nearly hour-long psychic reading.
Okay, so you're crazy too.
Girl, she only needs 20 minutes for that psychic to go, you're too fucked up. I'm going to give you a refund.
That also feels like a really backhanded gift for someone who's this diabolical.
I can't. Maybe you won't listen to me tell it like it is.
Yeah.
So listen to the psychic tell you like it is.
It's like, is she like Krystyna, where she like likes psychics,
Right.
or is this something you just pulled out of your butt? Because then that's rude.
It's kind of funny though. She actually told me that I didn't make the cut on her Instagram birthday. Huh? Highlight reel. Oh, okay. Even though I showed up and paid for her birthday dinner. Jesus. She double booked looking after my dog for a month because she booked a trip at the same time and didn't tell me. This girl sucks.
You should not leave a living creature with this woman.
Never. Our interactions were basically messages through the week about surface level stuff. That's so depressing. She would come over on a Sunday for dinner and trauma dump about how shit she felt because he's giving her breadcrumbs.
You went to Japan with a family.
Yeah, that's not a breadcrumb. That's a fucked up, weird, I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, and it's like the husband's just fine with this?
That's crazy. That's crazy that they're not in a throuple if she's doing that.
Yeah, it is crazy.
But
And it's like, is he secretly fucking both people on these trips? Like, what's the arrangement here?
I hope they're in a throuple and they're all fucking and it's all great. She never invited me over to her house. Yeah, no shit. When we did hang out, I felt like she was holding back, not telling me anything about what was actually going on in her life because she didn't want me to judge her, which I really tried not to. You failed.
You were judging her really hard.
Yeah, you failed. That's all right.
You wrote us an entire email.
I would judge her too. It's fine.
Right. It's okay.
I don't blame you.
It's okay, but I also understand why she wasn't telling you anything.
Own it. Judge her. She deserves it. For the first good while, but it becomes exhausting when you feel like your only purpose is the friendship is to be an emotional dumping ground when the other person is posting highlight reels on Instagram of the new family where she's leading a double life.
I mean, this happens in girl friendships all the time. It just happens that this is like a exceptionally weird one. But like this dynamic of like you become the dumping ground for someone's a relationship gone awry. I mean, like that's like every heterosexual girl or a woman goes through that during periods.
That's
like,
true.
just happens.
And if it's
I'm not saying it's great, but
it's not great.
Yeah.
We had a couple of conversations where we both tried to explain our side of how we were feeling. They just went in circles. I explained at the end of the day, I was just worried that when it all comes out, she's going to have all of this rebuilding to do and that our friendship just wasn't the same anymore. She said she knew that, but she was still going to do what she wanted to do.
Seems like that's kind of her MO, yeah.
Yeah. We saw each other for the last time in February 2024. We went for a walk and grabbed a coffee. The conversation was the same. She told me her mental health was the worst it's ever been. I asked her if she wanted to talk about it. She said no. I know it's my own fault. She said, no, I know it's my own fault. Okay, well, at least she knows, I guess. After that, we just didn't message each other. She wished me a happy birthday a few months later, and that's it. I treasured our friendship for the time we had, but looking back, I see a lot of selfish traits in her.
I mean, it doesn't seem like you treasured any of this part.
No, that part sucked. But the part where you're both in London, that was fun. That was because that was a cool time in your life where you're in a different country and you only knew each other. And that's like, it's friendship wise, it's very romantic.
Yeah, I think this is a friend you needed for a season in your life, not for the whole thing.
Yeah. And the need for male validation. As far as I know, the affair is still going on and she's constantly posting on Instagram. It said, oh my God, I kind of want you to give me her
I
handle.
know, me too. I'm
I want to see it so bad. Sometimes I do miss her, but our friendship just wasn't the same when it started. Our values are very different now. Yeah. I don't value friends who sleep with friends' husbands. It'll be interesting to see what happens when it all comes out, as it always does. If this gets read on the podcast, thank you. It'll be the highlight of my year. Love always, a very loyal fucker.
That was a wild.
That's fascinating.
Please tell Sean this is Instagram.
I guess I'm not as familiar with the woman fucking a husband who's married, a guy who's married, and then befriending the wife. This is like a dynamic you've seen?
Well, yeah. I mean, and also like
maybe so she could like feel less guilty.
And often like the new girlfriend will try to befriend the old girlfriend who she's always like living in the shadow of. Like this is a very, and I don't really know where this comes from. I certainly have like looked at my boyfriends, ex-girlfriends, because I think it's interesting to see like what they like, to see if they're like to see if they're like continuing a pattern and I'm similar, if they took a hard turn, like
is interesting.
Do they like women who are like very career oriented? Do they like a granola girl? I'm always just curious to see what kind of a person they dated. I think that's very interesting. And I have no problem telling them about who I dated in the past.
Yeah. Well, also it's on the internet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like it'd be sometimes harder to track like exactly who it was, I guess. And men do not research unless they're serial killers the way women
really don't.
do.
They really don't. Mm-hmm. They really don't care. I wish they did.
What's the most you've ever researched someone else that that like an ex was dating?
When he friended me on Facebook. I was younger. I was like maybe 21 and that was a bizarre.
Wait, were you dating the girl at the time, and that was her?
Was
ex?
he the ex, or was he the new boyfriend?
I was the ex.
And the new boyfriend friended you.
Was he hot? Was he handsome?
Yeah, he friended me. I don't know if he did it to troll me or what, but that relationship didn't last very long.
Did you break up with her? Or did she break up with you?
I broke up with her. I guess that's the way to say it, but I don't know. We dated in high school and then a bit in college, and then it kind of fizzled out because she lived somewhere else.
Was he hot, the new boyfriend?
I don't. He's fine.
Was he handsome?
He was like a tall, lanky artist guy.
Okay, that could go either way.
Yeah, it's like fine.
Men need to be like. I want men to have like straight guys need to take a class of like. This is how you identify another guy's hot when a woman asks you this question.
They know. They just don't want to seem gay.
That's so dumb. Who cares?
Well, it's like
culturally homophobic.
Like a fine face.
Joke's on y'all. I think it's hot.
I feel like I could be like, that's an attractive
suck his dick,
man.
Eric?
Would I suck his dick? I'd have to see it first.
How big was it?
You need to see it. Good answer. Fair answer. All right. The emails about other people's lives continue. Guys, we fucked. This subject line says, my sister is a 30-year-old virgin. Live your own life. Who cares? Hey, Corinne and Krystyna and Eric too. Longtime Canadian fucker since 2017. I've loved listening to you two the entire time. I won't take up too much time singing your praises, but I thoroughly appreciate the nuisance. I don't know. Okay. Tough love and open-minded opinions you two share with us.
Nuances,
Yeah,
maybe?
maybe.
Yeah, I think it's
She meant
nuances. Yeah. I listen to a variety of female advice podcasts. Okay.
Ew.
And sometimes it's a bit tiring listening to the host trying to be overly kind and affirming when giving advice. Well, you won't come across
Not
that
here.
problem here.
Not a guys we fucked. Not a house of guys we fucked.
I've already been rude 5 times.
Yeah.
And I haven't even gotten past the intro. Speaking to their audience, I appreciate that you don't treat us like fragile little babies. It's a nice show of respect, or at least a dose of reality.
Good. You read. You
Listen.
have the right read on us.
I know
appreciate
sometimes
that.
people read in after hearing us troll or be very rude to so many other writers, and you guys write in thinking like I'm gonna be different, like they're gonna not be nice, and I know that, and like we're not doing it to be assholes. We just actually care more about like
your well-being, frankly.
you getting the advice that we need you to hear more than like liking us. I think that's more important. I'd rather have you be go out and be a good person in the world, even if that means you stop listening to the show, quite frankly. Because if we're playing the long game,
Not all heroes wear capes. Sorry, guys.
that's better for us.
Yeah,
in the
for
short
sure.
game, it's financially a wreck, but
Yeah, but it doesn't seem to deter
but
you.
then then new people will just listen. It's fine. But yeah, no, I mean, like, I think, and I also think like that's the problem with like female advice shows. It's just like women being nice to other women.
that gets us absolutely fucking nowhere.
Like women are mean to women so often, but in the wrong times.
Yeah, we need to be mean and honest up front and directly in response to like your inquiries.
Yeah, like
to your fucking face or on a microphone while you listen.
Women are mean to other women when it only benefits men. We want to be mean to you when it benefits you. And that's what feminism is.
Guys, we fucked. Corinne for mayor.
Anyway, on to the thing I'd like, advice on which you can fully rip me into me for if need be, LOL.
All right, we'll see.
We'll see. The other year, when I had a heart-to-heart sit-down with my younger sister, I learned that she was a virgin. Not only was she a virgin, but she had never dated anyone and hasn't even had a first kiss yet. This woman is 30.
I don't know why. That's not crazy to me.
I also wonder, how old is the writer?
It's a wild world out there, girl.
Yeah. I mean, not having a first kiss is a little, like not even in high school,
Yeah, I
like
guess so.
spin the bottle or anything.
I was getting fingered. I mean, what?
I gently asked if she was possibly a lesbian or asexual.
Right, I thought asexual.
Sure. And she remarked she's neither, but that the few guys she took a bit of a shine to
What does that
turned
even-
out to be gay. Like a liking to.
Oh, okay.
Turned out to be gay. LOL. Okay, well that happens.
Yeah, it does happen. I still have crushes on gay guys.
Yeah, it's happened
And I
to me.
very much know they're
And I don't
gay.
even like effeminate dudes at all. I had a feeling she was a virgin this whole time, but I'm surprised to hear that she hasn't dated anyone, let alone had a first kiss, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
I'm not even surprised by that hasn't dated anyone. The first kiss to me is like, that's a lot.
Yeah.
I'm like, is she just like really anxious or
Or was there sexual trauma there?
yeah,
Because in which case I get that.
you might be thinking, is she butt ugly? I didn't want to say it.
Yeah.
Highly autistic or just super weird as hell. Weird people and autistic people
but
find love
ugly
all the
people
time.
and autistic people. Yeah, there's a whole dating show with autistic people, and they're horny.
Yeah. The answer to all that is no. She's obviously not a Victoria's Secret model. Okay, well, that's rude. But she's
She's listening. She's obviously not Miranda Carr.
so rude. But she's pretty fashionable, charismatic, and thoughtful. Not to mention her career has really taken off. Well, that's hurting her.
Yeah.
She's making a solid 6 figures now.
That's her problem.
That worse than being butt ugly. She's genuinely a catch.
Sounds like it's got a lot of good attributes.
So I proceeded to ask her what's the case. Why hasn't she tried dating? She told me it's because of religious trauma.
Oh, that's real as hell, though.
Interesting.
Talk to anybody from Ireland who's an Irish Catholic.
In the moment, I listened earnestly and I was sympathetic to her feelings. But, well, it's also like, wouldn't you guys, your sisters, wouldn't you have a bit of a similar upbringing?
Right.
But in my head, I was perplexed at what the hell she's talking about. I understand some people might think I'm an asshole for not accepting her trauma instantly. But
No.
from my viewpoint, it's entirely self-inflicted.
Which is that happens.
Well, and also, as we've talked about many times on this show, 2 siblings, even, who grew up in the same household can have vastly different experiences. I know my brother and I have very different experiences. I know you and your brother had different experiences. So, I mean, I get it. To give you some background, there are 3 of us. We have an older brother. I'm the middle child, 32 female, and she's the youngest, 30 female. We had a pretty awesome upbringing, in my opinion. While our parents are pretty devout Christians and raised us as such, they were not the fire and brimstones variety. They are liberal-leaning, educated, open-minded, and emotionally available.
Sounds nice.
They molded us into well-adjusted, empathetic, successful, and emotionally intelligent adults. Even when I came out to them as atheist a few years back, they accepted it and loved me all the same. That's interesting.
True. That's a true Christian.
Yeah, with that being said, while my mother was very open with us about sex growing up and happily answered any questions we had, they still really emphasized with us that sex should be saved for marriage and how important the sanctity of marriage was for our future partners and for God.
You lost me there.
My brother took all of that with a grain of salt. He was a good
He was a whore.
Yeah. He was a good-looking, popular kid in both high school and university. I have no doubt that he was out getting laid. As for me, I took the whole saving myself till marriage thing pretty seriously, even though I was an incredibly horny teen.
Girl, same.
But I still pursued boys, made out with guys, and had relationships. Eventually, I realized that saving sex till marriage was fucking stupid, and I lost my virginity at 25. Okay, so...
Oh, wait. So that's only 5 years before your sister.
Girl...
Then that makes sense.
You were a virgin until 25, and you're saying that, and you're kind of making fun of your sister for being 30. 25 is insanely old to be a virgin as well.
I want to look at, I don't know what her sister's name is, but I want to look it up in her inbox to see oh my God, my sister was a virgin until she was 25. Her other sister's writing about her.
Yeah. That's also intense.
Yeah.
And you have to remember, younger generations are having less sex. So you're 32,
true.
you're a millennial.
She's 2 years younger than you. She's
still a millennial, I believe, if she's 30 now. But, she is she's closer to Gen Z. And these younger people are having less sex. That's been statistically researched or proven. Okay, so I lost my virginity at 25 and had a really fun slut phase. My parents are fully aware that I'm not a virgin anymore.
Did you tell them?
Yeah, I mean, why do they even know? And while they don't let me and my long-term boyfriend sleep in the same room when we visit them, they respect my choices outside of that.
Whoa. That's weird.
What?
32 years old, you can't sleep with your boyfriend?
I know parents, I don't think that some parents just have that who aren't religious.
Wow.
I mean,
whatever. Your house, okay. If I'm, whatever.
I certainly will sleep with boyfriends at their parents' houses, but to be honest, I don't fuck because it disgusts me. If your parents are in the bedroom next to you, that's fucking gross. I do not want to have sex with you. I'm literally just cuddling.
Yeah.
My sister, on the other hand, took all of this extremely to heart.
Oh, that you were a hoe? You got it? Oh.
She believed that to be a good Christian, she had to adhere to extreme celibacy.
Oh, okay.
She turned down a boy she liked to her grade school dance because she thought our parents didn't want her to date anyone. I legit remember my mom being so confused about why she turned him down. They never forbade us from dating anyone. At the most, my mom said she'd prefer if we waited until we were 15.
Oh, well, which is fair.
That's fair.
That was my rule.
She was strict with herself and didn't pursue anyone during high school or college because of this weird internalized Christian belief.
Okay.
Also, think of all the times we've said things on the podcast and then how the audience has interpreted it completely wrong. So, you can say something matter-of-factly and it just goes through a filter in your own brain and you hear it differently.
And you cling on to it.
So your parents said the same thing to all three kids and all three of you interpreted it differently. The man, of course, interpreted it the loosest. Because part of the filter that it's going through is the filter of how you are treated in society.
Yeah.
So, makes sense. The field she's in is very female dominated, so she wasn't introduced to many men that way either. And as for men at her church, well, let's just say that a hot take me and my sister share are that most Christian men kind of suck.
Yeah.
It's not Christian specific.
Yeah.
So a combination
It's a man thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Girl, get the Christian out of it.
Yeah. So a combination of thinking she needed to stay pure for marriage and being surrounded by female coworkers and friends seemed to have led her to this extreme fear of pursuing a relationship. Mm-hmm. I'm sure as the years rolled by and she got older, it became harder and harder to actually try to go out and date.
Yeah,
all right, buckle up. It's fine to date when you're 30.
Yeah, but her sister's the neural pathways in her brain were just formed very early about this one particular issue, and she kind of clung to it.
Yeah, and it also, the longer you put off doing something, the scarier it gets.
Totally.
This is why I roll my eyes at my sister blaming religious trauma for her predicament. Me and my brother took what my parents said as advice, while she took it as law for some reason.
She's a different person. So she has different sensibilities than you do. So that, yeah, I totally see how your sister could take it that way and you could take it the other way.
And just innately, like, some people are more leaders and some people are more followers, and she's just more of a follower, you know?
Yeah.
She was an incredibly anxious child growing up, though, so I'm sure that plays a part. This reminds me of what Krystyna has said about her own upbringing, how even though her and her brother had, we just talked about this, her and her brother had the same parents, they both had vastly different interpretations of their childhoods. This is where I'm going to ask for advice. On the one hand, what my sister does with her life is her business.
Correct.
Probably could stop there. But
I was going to say, there don't need to be any more words after that.
Yeah, but there's 2 paragraphs, so we'll keep going. If she truly didn't want any man and just wanted to live her best single life, I'd absolutely respect that. Being single is great. But from the way she speaks about it, it's clear that she would like a relationship one day.
Yeah.
I don't blame her. I wouldn't be the person I am today without the relationships I've had. Yeah, me neither, but not in the way that I think you're talking about. I've had with men, both positive and negative. As much as men sometimes drive me insane, I love men and I love love.
Girl, same.
I want her to be able to experience that, or at the very least get laid, for fuck's sakes. I'm wondering if there's anything I can do to help her get over her fear of dating, or if I should even do anything at all. I've thought about maybe setting her up on a blind date with one of my good male friends, not because I want them to get together, but so she can have the experience of being on a date with no expectations, like a test run. I would ask her before doing that.
Yeah, definitely ask her. Maybe like a double date.
Perhaps it'll lessen her anxiety around it, or am I perhaps overstepping here? I'll happily accept any advice you two have for me. Thanks again, you two.
Some people, everybody has their own individual amount of how important it is for them to be perceived as a good person. And I'm thinking that your sister has a higher amount of that than you, because because like she like really took your mom's advice to heart of like saving sex for marriage and the sanctity of it, and like she clung to her mother's words in a way that like maybe gave her purpose and meaning. So to now be a whore and go around town and start fucking, that purpose and meaning is gone. And now what does she do with her life? She has no foundation, kind of thing.
But I think the writer also does care about being perceived as a good person. She's just, instead of putting it towards God, she's putting it as, I want to help my sister. No one wants to help other people this much.
I do.
I don't. No, sorry. I didn't mean I don't. I mean, I was going to go on to say, like, I don't. I do believe that most people's want to help other people comes from something self-serving, even if it's like,
of course,
from healing themselves.
Sure.
I don't know. Like for me, for me, for example, it comes from, I think it's a responsibility that I have because I had a nice childhood. Mm-hmm. So I think everyone has like a reason why they want to do good things. I think for a lot of people it's healing. For a lot of people it's like redoing, bad things that happen to them. For some people it's making them feel better than other people.
Right.
I think there's like a reason.
A lot of variations.
Because otherwise we should just, all go out and have fun. With all
Wouldn't that be cool?
Sometimes I like look at the Kardashians and I'm like, maybe they honestly have it right.
No, they do.
I think maybe they just have it right. Just like get a ton of cosmetic surgery, be the hottest version of yourself
bitch in the land,
which is not even a version of yourself that anyone from your grammar school would recognize.
Nope.
Get on a yacht and like sell us protein popcorn.
Yeah, I'll buy some. I love popcorn.
I'm gonna buy it too.
I need more protein.
I'm gonna buy it too.
Yeah.
Even though I heard
vegetarian.
Even though I just heard they just put fucking protein powder on popcorn, and you could technically make that yourself. Maybe they used plant-based protein. I don't know.
Let me look this up real quick.
Oh my God.
Everyone says it's kind of powdery because they just put protein powder on popcorn and like shook it up in a bag. And I go, you know what? Well, sold.
What a simple genius.
Because I wasn't going to do that.
I mean, yeah.
So I mean, okay. So what's the
I
issue
appreciate
here?
that she I get like the writer has experienced like the really valuable, like beautiful lessons from good and bad experiences with dating, love, and sex.
Yeah.
And so and that certainly shaped us. So like preaching to the choir with that, but like and I guess you want your sister to have those experiences. But sometimes people gotta, if they're scared, they just have to like pushing them into something isn't the, I don't know your sister. I wish I knew like what her temperament was like, because I feel like I could tell you, I could better
I think she definitely needs to go see a therapist about religious trauma.
Yeah, sounds like it. And I totally get how, I get why your sister calls it religious trauma, is because it's affecting her ability to connect with the opposite sex and find a connection, sexual, romantic, or otherwise.
Yeah. And I mean, I also think it's like, okay, so she probably has a difficult time finding men because it's like, so the men in the church kind of suck, but I'm sure she wants someone who is like kind of Christian, but like what level of Christian are we talking? You know, it's like, you know, a lot of people aren't religious anymore these days.
Right.
And it's hard to find someone who's kind of like in the middle where you're like Christian enough.
And with guys usually aren't like a little bit, well, maybe they are a little bit religious. I'm trying to think.
Young men, you know, are much more likely to be religious than young women. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because they're praying for pussy?
Well, that's like a new, like, again, that's like just like a new, they're like men are just becoming like turning to religion in a way that women aren't.
because they can't get laid.
Well, it's also, you know, most religion is pretty misogynistic.
Yeah. That's true.
So, but I mean, like, you know, for women, we have this reemergence of spirituality, which I would argue is just another religion. But, you know, because it's women led, people don't categorize it as religion because they don't respect it. So, yeah, astrology, tarot, etc. That's also religion.
3-pointer swish.
That's also just religion.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I think she should try to set her sister up, and if her sister reacts poorly, then okay. No
you
harm,
can,
no foul.
I would say, ask her if she wants you to set her up with this friend that you have in mind. And like, are you setting her up because you actually think there'll be a good match, or just because it's this one single guy that you know? Like, make sure it's like you're putting thought into the pairing.
Yeah.
I like Krystyna's idea of trying a double date. I think that's fun.
Because then it's super low anxiety. Because it's like also too like. For some reason, like this is more like when I would go on 3-way dates, but we set a precedent of like, hey, let's meet up for an hour for a drink, and then we're gonna leave. So like whether we had a good time or a bad time, like it doesn't matter because that we got a cutoff period, and that made me less anxious. So maybe with her, like I don't know.
And also maybe someone has written a book about like getting over religious trauma and becoming a slut. I'm sure they have. I just don't know what book that is.
Yeah, there's got to be a book.
So I would try that.
There's
Like,
got to be a book.
I think you can meddle a little bit, but like, don't make this your entire like life's quest.
Yeah. Put work into you.
I think you could do it a little bit, especially because you're the older sister.
Yeah. Let us know how it goes. All right, the most unhinged wedding speech. Hi, Corinne and Krystyna. Huge fan of yours. Been listening since 2017. I've listened to every episode. I'm writing
Wow,
with
that's more than me.
Yeah, me too. I'm writing in with another weird wedding story. An ex-boyfriend of mine and I went to his aunt's wedding in Oregon when we were in college. The wedding was at an overnight camp on the coast, very DIY and lovely. Oh, it sounds so fun. At the reception, the groom's father gets up to make his toast. He says all of the typical nice things about how proud he is of his son, and then says that he has a gift for him. He proceeds to take out, no way, his preserved foreskin from his bris. It was a Jewish wedding.
Okay, this is not a Jewish thing, though.
And
this is not a Jewish thing.
And hands
this
it
is
to
not a
his
Jewish
son.
thing. Please, we have enough bad press right now. This is not a Jewish thing.
Hands it to his son. He framed it as a sort of circle of life moment. No one in the room really knew what to say, nor did they know what people preserve that people preserve these things. It was an unhinged moment and one of my favorite wedding stories to tell.
Oh my God.
Wow.
How did they let him keep it?
Yeah, that's
I don't
true.
know.
You're usually not allowed to keep medical. Like you can keep teeth, but like anytime and I've heard other people try to keep parts of their body that were removed medically, they
rude.
always say no.
What? That's rude. That's yours.
You're not allowed
You
to.
should be able to keep it.
But
should.
you're not, because I think then like they're weird. Like people are going to be doing Frankenstein's monster type shit.
I mean, they will anyway. Okay, want to read one more? Is this not too long? Okay.
All right, this one says, wedding fail, angry bridesmaid. Hey, Krystyna and Corinne, love you guys so much and congrats on your new journey to the political world. Well, that's over.
Yeah, but writer on June 24th.
Thank you. I'm going to jump right in. I got married in August of 2024, and shortly after, my bridesmaids stopped talking to me or inviting me to hang out. For some context, I have been friends with this girl since we have been in the 5th grade.
Oh.
Although our friendship has had its ups and downs. She finally sent me a letter last night to let me know why she is upset with me, and I'm so baffled.
Oh my God, my heart's in my stomach. I hate that.
Oh, Lord. There's so many problems around weddings always. The context. Last year on my birthday, we were supposed to go to a comedy show in NYC. That week, I'm at work and walk into a conference room and find my coworker dead.
Like literally dead?
Whoa. I mentioned to my friends how I'm excited to go out for my birthday and forget what I just saw.
Did you call someone?
It's a crazy story.
That's crazy.
The day before, this friend told me she can only go out to lunch for my birthday, and I got pissed. Our plans are at night. Don't come. Okay, well, you seem like a cunt too.
Well, she just saw a dead guy. Maybe that's got you.
A little crazy.
Maybe that got to you.
It's a little bit of a crazy reaction. I apologized later for overreacting. Okay, thank God, because I was like, that's a crazy reaction. And then I was just emotionally sensitive given what I saw. She forgave.
Okay. Makes
This
sense.
friend then had a birthday party where we stayed at an Airbnb. How old are you guys? Her
Maybe
sister.
it was her 40th.
But I'm saying that this feels like a very immature email.
Yeah.
Her sister and friends ganged up on this one girl and straight
Ew.
up would not acknowledge or talk to this girl.
Who was at the Airbnb with you?
her
That's so fucking rude. Ew.
I let them know that they were being bitches.
Good.
But again, like this is this is a person who's married, so you would expect them to you expect there to be a certain level of maturity going on here.
No, that doesn't work
This
like that.
This email is sounds like it's about 16-year-olds.
Yeah.
Additionally, her sister, who was also engaged at the time, told me she doesn't shave her vagina or legs and barely fucks her fiance.
Okay.
Okay. I might have expressed my
who
judgment
cares?
there. I forget.
I mean, she told you for a reason.
Another piece of context is this friend of mine / bridesmaid healed from thyroid cancer this year.
Okay, so she's going through a lot.
After my wedding, it was her 1-year cancer-free celebration, and she invited all my bridesmaids that she met at my wedding and didn't invite me. So yes, I asked her if something was wrong, and yes, I discussed this with my bridesmaids.
Yeah, okay. Those are logical next steps.
Oh gosh. Lastly, she sprained her foot before my wedding and she was sobbing at the end of my wedding. So in my thank you card to her, I mentioned I was sad. I didn't check in on how she was doing.
What? This is a weird email.
Here's some pictures of my wedding for context. Looking forward to
Wait,
hearing your thoughts
on
and
what?
feedback. If I handled things wrong or how you recommend dealing with this. In parentheses, I plan to never talk to her again.
Okay, all
With
right.
love,
You're the immature one,
you
girl.
guys all need to grow up.
Yeah.
You ended this
Oh, this is the
email
letter.
with, in parentheses, I plan to never talk to her again. Unless you're 16 or under, which I'm guessing not, because it technically is illegal to get married in some states, I think, if you're 16. But I
Ew.
don't think you are.
Ew.
Like to
No,
another,
I mean, I
like
seen
to
photos
another,
of you. You're
like-
not 16.
Like if your parents, like say,
Two 16-year-olds.
two 16-year-olds, like can get married.
Ew. Yeah, that's a good decision.
This
but wait,
is-
here's the letter. Wait, let's read the letter.
Crazy.
Wait, hold on. Dear, she didn't say her name, right?
Yeah, don't just say
Okay.
dear blank. Yeah.
Dear person who wrote us this email. So this is a letter from the friend, the angry bridesmaid friend, to the girl who just wrote us.
Dear writer, I've been sitting with my thoughts for a while now. It's actually an actual letter, too, that she printed out. I've been sitting with my thoughts for a while now, trying to process how I've been feeling in our friendship. Avoidance has kept me from addressing this sooner, but I wanted to take the time to articulate everything in a way that's honest and clear.
Oh, she seems mature.
My hope in writing this is that we can have an open conversation afterward. Over the past year, I've held in a lot because your wedding was approaching and I didn't want to create any tension during such a special time for you.
That's kind.
That being said, there were moments that made me uncomfortable and left me with a lot to reflect on. One of the first instances was your birthday, being impulsively disinvited and the reaction that followed when I got my dog because my timing didn't align with yours. All right, so that's something we haven't not even heard about. I guess you plan to get dogs at the same time. Yeah. Even after I made an effort to celebrate with you, it felt like my presence truly wasn't welcomed. Though you apologized a few days later, I don't think this is all stemming from you finding a coworker dead. You might just be a bitch.
Yeah, you might be. Because this friend, no offense to you, girl,
This is a
sounds much more emotionally mature than you.
Though you apologized a few days later, words can't always be taken back so easily. My birthday weekend last year stands out as a particularly difficult moment. The way you treated my sister, the constant picking on her, the negative commentary felt like bullying, and I will never be okay with that.
So and the way that you said what you said about the girl's sister felt weird and like
You're like, I might have said something
judgy.
bad. And you're like, you're definitely said something bad.
Yeah, you did. Like fucking own up. You gotta pay more attention on how you treat people.
Yeah, I stayed quiet at the time because your bachelorette was coming up and I didn't want to create conflict, but it was a major issue for me. Since then, it's been hard to feel the same in our friendship. It often feels like the things you say aren't fully considered before they're said, and that unpredictability has caused me a lot of anxiety. That feeling resurfaced. Oh God, I've had friends like this where you never know how they're going to react. It's really tough to be around. That feeling resurfaced when I read the thank you card you sent after your wedding. The wording caught me off guard in a way that made me step back again. Another moment that truly hurt was my 1-year cancer-free celebration. I wanted to have a small dinner, and instead of supporting that, you made it about you.
Yeah, you do seem like that kind of gal.
Texting me and bringing your sister and the twins into it. That was a deeply personal milestone for me, and a real friend wouldn't turn it into something about themselves.
That she's very correct.
To me, friendship is about supporting and uplifting each other with self-awareness, and in that moment, I felt the opposite. We've known each other for decades, and I know that we'll always have some level of involvement in each other's lives. I don't know exactly what moving forward looks like, but you've been on my mind for months, and I didn't want to keep avoiding this. I hope we can find a middle ground and talk things through. Take your time to process everything, and if you're open to it, I'd love to talk when you're ready. If not, I still hope this brings you some understanding. You're the problem.
You're the problem.
Thank you for coming to Guys Be Fucked.
Yeah.
You're the problem.
But no one's going to fucking tell you this.
Yeah.
In this blunt of a manner, but your friend tried to write you a very sweetly worded, considerate, compassionate email about this. But what she's saying is you are the problem.
Yeah.
And you know what's great about that?
You can fix it.
Exactly.
You have full control over fixing the situation.
So this is a pivotal moment for you, right? So you can either do one of two things in this moment. You could go down the slide of self-pity and victimhood and making it about you again and bringing your family to all these other people's
and
events.
Being mad at us.
And being
hating
mad
our
and we're
podcast.
cunts and we're bitches
Yeah.
and whatever. Or
Yeah.
you can fix it.
Yeah.
Which it might not feel good all the time. In fact, it won't. But boy, will you like yourself more after.
Yeah, I don't know. It was like really odd. Like there's
the way you worded your email was weird.
The difference between your email and her letter shows us that you guys are at very different stages in your life.
Yeah,
and obviously, like I'm a big like I talk a lot about not feeling aligned with people my age because I'm interested in different things. But I'm not interested in acting juvenile. I mean, please say
we're gonna go to the Mall of America and ride on the SpongeBob ride.
I mean,
so
Krystyna
Claire's?
showed up.
Claire's?
So please know that like, our recording got pushed back 30 minutes today, so I had 30 minutes to kill. And please know that I went to Claire's. So when I say juvenile, I don't mean that you can't do fun things. I actually one of the things I hate about adulthood is that you can't just go to Claire's. And like, did I get Littlest Pet Shop at Claire's? I fucking did.
Littlest Pet Shop.
I was feeling sad. I saw a Littlest Pet Shop and the thing, which was like so nostalgic, and I was like, I can't wait to open this Littlest Pet Shop in my home. I'm 39 years old. So when I talk about like maturity, I certainly don't mean like being too adult. I hate that. It's one of my least favorite parts of being an adult. Most adults make me sick. But you have the parts of like being immature that are like toxic.
Yeah.
Like not being able to resolve conflict and about getting dragged into petty situations.
And you say you're baffled by the letter she sent you. What? There was not one word in that letter that baffled me.
I guess
the only way I would be baffled by it is if I took everything personally and I convinced myself that she was the problem when that wasn't the case at all.
Right.
Then I guess I would be baffled.
Yeah. So I think you are still in that like phase where you think everything is about you, which again concerns me because you're married and marriage takes maturity.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it should.
Right? Yes.
Like,
but I know plenty of motherfuckers got married that I'm like, ugh.
Yeah,
That's not gonna go well.
You really have to take just like a long, hard look at yourself and the relationships in your life.
What do you value in your life? What actually means something to you? And not your ego.
What is this a picture of?
Just
someone crying?
That's her. And
this is the writer, yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure, because it was her wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, my God, if I just read the letter that your friend wrote to you and I didn't know anything, I'd be like, what a great lady this gal is.
Yeah, it's a well-written letter.
It's so compassionate.
She expressed like there's nothing that is like calling you a bad person. She's just saying like you did some things that made me feel in certain ways and it changed how I felt about you. She didn't say you're a dumb bitch. She didn't say
she wasn't using any like ego tools against you.
Yeah.
And you know what? You know what's really cathartic that most people are kind of terrified to do? Say you're sorry. Like if as long as you mean it. Like if you don't mean it and you're truly still baffled, I'd say go to therapy.
It seems like you have a bit of a journey to go through.
You definitely do.
Yeah.
But it's good news. Okay, it's good news because your friend in that letter was being very cautious with you because she knows you and she knows that you'll react 1 minute one way and the next minute. I get that. I've been like that in my life. I know people like that. I get it. But this is a good thing. Don't take this moment and feel bad for yourself, because that is the wrong decision. Like, really, I totally get why your friend was upset with you.
Yeah.
And if you don't, this is a great time to just sit and think about it. Reread that letter again.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. When you ended it with the last thing, I planned never to never talk to her again. I was like,
I mean,
I knew it was you.
No loss.
I knew it was you.
Yeah. But if you listen to our show, this is the thing that's so interesting to me. I mean, every second of everybody's life up until the moment they were born until now, until you wrote this email, that informs how you behave in the world, right?
Yeah.
And so I don't think enough people take advantage of the fact that we can make a pivot in how we behave in the world, despite our circumstances. But it's interesting that you listen to the show and you wrote us like you're being delusional, which again, I have been delusional. 4 out of 5 people in my book dedication are blocked on my phone. So I understand what it's like to be delusional. But you wrote us this after listening to our show thinking like, they're going to agree with me. Like, I could tell you thought we were going to be on your side. And that happens a lot with the emails that we get. And I'm like, damn, dude, did you listen to us?
Your email didn't even really make sense until we read the friend's email.
Yeah.
It's not even written, like it's written, like you were like
in a manic.
Yeah.
Manic. And game recognized game, motherfucker. So again, don't take, I hope that you'll pivot in a positive way from
there's something
from hearing
going on
our
with how
feedback.
you feel about yourself that's making you be mean to other people, and
Yeah.
but also like you want attention, but the way you're getting it is by acting
Like a
poorly.
bitch, yeah.
And you can get attention for acting kindly,
And it feels way better.
or at least like middle of the road.
What a lot of
And this isn't a wedding. This is not a wedding
it's not-
fail.
it's
This
not a
is
wedding
a
fail.
you fail.
It was you being a bitch to your friend.
Yeah, this has nothing to do with a wedding. Literally has
It's
nothing
you
to do
fucking up your friend's one of your freak anniversary.
Yeah, this literally has nothing to do with that.
And I'm telling you, find a place where you can meditate on it, think about it, journal it. But like, there is a reality where you genuinely reread your friend's letter and feel like, oh fuck, I fucked up, and you're genuinely sorry. And I'm telling you, fucking up and going, you know what? Instead of sliding down that self-pity slide where I act like more of a cunt and more nuts, I'm gonna actually own up to it. I'm telling you, it feels so much better. It feels so much better.
And I wonder, are you one of those
You
women who
develop
like
self-esteem from it.
are you one of those women who just like go home and like tell your friends your husband's stories about how all your female friends are bitches and he like yes ands you? Are you are you like one of those couples?
Are you the equivalent of a dude who's like, oh, my exes are crazy?
Yeah, are you like a pick me girl but with your husband? Like I don't know, how is this like, or does your husband not know about this? Because I was going to say like your husband could possibly be a good like bouncing board for like, do you feel that I am like immature in my relationships with my female friends? But I worry.
I don't know your husband well enough.
Yeah, I worry asking a man for, any opinion regarding women's relationships in general.
Yeah.
But again,
Like there's some men I know in my life that I would turn to for that, but most no.
Yeah.
So I don't know what your husband's deal is.
yeah,
But think about what we said.
yeah, you got some work to do.
Yeah, it's okay. We all do.
That's
But
fine.
now you know it. Your friend tried to gently tell you.
Yeah.
I'm
Now-
glad you emailed us so we can not gently
We
tell
can
you.
tell you meanly. Yeah.
It's you, girl.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I've been there. It's okay.
Yeah.
We've all been there. It's all right.
Sure.
Okay. All right. That was our episode. That was a good one. Oh wait, do we have how many?
I feel like we had to be pretty brutal today.
Yeah, you want to end on a high note? There's a wedding cringe story. Oh,
We're
was a short
at
one.
an hour 25 also.
Okay. All right. Should we save it?
Eric,
I'm not trying to rush you off.
Eric's done.
Eric's done.
I'm just letting you know where we're at.
Eric's done.
No, end on a high note. I'm just.
Well, let's just real quick. Cringe wedding story. Hopefully this is actually a cringe wedding story. I was listening to the most recent episode of GWF where you asked for wedding stories, and as a wedding photographer, I feel I have a ton. This past year was maybe the most chaotic year I've ever had. Recently, I was working as an assistant to another photographer at a beautiful wedding. Seriously, the most luxurious wedding I've ever shot. So at one point, later in the night, the father of the groom started to give a speech after dinner. It started as your typical speech where he was talking about his son's achievements. About halfway through, I realized he was calling the groom, let's call him Jack, by a different name. For a moment, I thought maybe it was just a situation where it was his legal name and he went by his middle name or something, and the main photographer forgot to tell me. Then I realized he was talking the whole time about the groom's brother. Oh, that sucks. Oh, that sucks. He was going on and on about his football career and when he broke his leg and how he never gave up. And he wasn't even the one getting married. That sucks. This is what I'm talking about wedding cringe. He would circle back and say something like, Jack would do that too, and jump back into the brother. This speech went on for 20 minutes and the DJ ended up having to cut him off. Oh, wow. We missed the entire time. We had set aside for golden hour photos and the dad just kept going. The bride was a good sport about it, but was cracking up the whole time, but the groom was pissed. Later that night, the groom got into a fist fight with the bride's brother and it was just the most bizarre wedding I've ever shot.
Whoa.
That's great. Thanks, girl.
Whoa.
Thanks, Ashley. Thanks for that.
Oh my God. All right, guys. Well, that's our episode. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been Guys We Fucked, the anti-slut shaming podcast. This is our regular episode,
yes.
Right? All right, this is our regular. We're recording a couple episodes today. Thank you for joining us. We'll talk to you next Friday. Bye.